Hey there guys, it's Jessica. I am here today filming a look for you. These looks originally had audio behind them, but it was a bit of a disaster in the background, so we decided to do a voiceover instead. I'm going to be doing an all drugstore look, and I'm going to start out using my Wet n Wild 6-pan palette in California Roll, those two shades right there. My favorite. I love them. They're beautiful for spring especially. Okay, I'm going to be starting out with that orange shade on my e.l.f. Studio blending brush. I love this brush. I bought it on the e.l.f. website when they were having a 40% off sale. I'm going to be taking that orange shade all throughout my crease. It makes just a beautiful transition shade, and I just think it looks great, especially right now with the weather starting to warm up, and yeah, I think it's a beautiful color. And this right here is the e.l.f. Professional Line crease brush. We found those at Walmart for $1. We were so excited. And I'm going to be using that with that deep red shade. That's going to go right into my crease to really kind of deepen everything up. And I don't know what it is, but lately I have been loving red, pink eye looks. I love them. I think it just might be because all the flowers are in bloom. Okay, now I'm going to go back in with that blending brush and just kind of blend those two shades together just to make sure everything is seamless and looks proper. I love those palettes. They came out with I think 3 or 4 shades. I only found this one in California Roll, but I had to have it especially because of those 2 shades that I was using. I love them so much. Okay, now I'm taking an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. It's just a flat shader brush, and I'm going to be using my Maybelline Blush Nudes. I'm using the kind of champagne-y gold shade on there, and I'm going to pack that all over my lid. These powders are, well, the shadows themselves are a bit powdery, so it can be a little bit of a pain, but they are beautiful, so I guess, you know, got to take the good with the bad. Just packing that all over for brightness, and then go back in and blend some more. The one thing I've learned since being on YouTube is that there's no such thing as too much blending. Okay, that is an e.l.f. Professional Line Defining Eye Brush, and I'm going to be going in with the darkest shade in the Blush Nudes palette. It's a really beautiful dark brown with rose gold glitter in it. I love it. I absolutely love that, and that's excellent for kind of darkening up the outer V. It's beautiful. It's not too pigmented, so you don't go over the top with it. You can really build it up, which is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to build it up to the intensity that I want for my look. Just taking that into the crease. Okay, and guess what? We're blending again. Because there's no such thing as too much blending. Just got to make sure everything looks nice and goes together well. Okay, this is a Rimmel Scandaleyes kohl eyeliner pencil in taupe. I forgot mine, so I stole Sara's, and I'm just lining my waterline with that. It's a very beautiful color, and I think it complements the look well. Taupe tends to go with everything. Going back into the Blush Nudes, going back into that darkest shade on the Defining Eye Brush, and I'm just going to smoke out the lower lash line with that darkest shade. This palette, just like that Wet n Wild one, it's absolutely fantastic. It was super affordable, under 10 bucks. Okay, this is the Wet n Wild Fergie Cream Eyeliner in Little Black Dress. I love this eyeliner. Unfortunately, today it's not going to really work with me, and I'm going to struggle to get my winged liner right. It's going to be an adventure. Fortunately for you, I'm going to cut most of that out because, well, I don't think you want to see me getting angry at my eyeliner, which I did. Mostly I blame the brush. Okay, I'm using the Wet n Wild eyelash curler. I forgot mine at home, so I'm using Sara's. I don't really like this curler. It doesn't do an excellent job, but you got to work with what you got. See, it's not really curling much of anything, is just kind of pushing on them. That's about it. So, not much of a curl to be had. Okay, this is the L'Oreal Miss Manga Rock Mascara. That brush, the first time I saw it, it kind of freaked me out. It looks like a medieval torture device, but it makes for beautiful lashes. I do love this mascara very much. It's not going to give you like crazy fluffy lashes. What it's going to do is it's going to give you volume, it's going to give you length, but it's going to also be a little bit clumpy, so you have to be okay with slightly clumpy mascara. Taking that on my lower lash line. And I got a little bit on my eyelid, so, you know, just taking that blending brush and whatever. Let's just blend it on in, right? Okay, going in with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I love this foundation. Unfortunately, I use a little bit too much during this. And if you use a little too much of this, it can look a little cakey, unfortunately. So just dotting it all over my face. This foundation is really excellent. It does an excellent job keeping me matte. I'm going to be using the Real Techniques buffing brush to buff this into my skin. I'm going to speed through this because we've all seen people buff foundation in. It's a bit boring. If I keep glancing up, it's because my sister had Sons of Anarchy on the TV, and that can be distracting. Okay, now I'm going in with my Beauty Blender dupe because, like I said, I did put on a bit too much foundation, but that's going to help sheer it out. Now I'm going in with my Revlon Color Stay Concealer in light medium. I found this guy at grocery outlet, a bargain market for like $2.99, something like that. And I love this. It's really, really brightening. It's just a beautiful concealer. I've been wearing it for about, I'm going to say a week now, and it hasn't creased on me, so I like that. Going back in with that Beauty Blender dupe to just blend out the concealer. Okay. Just blending it all out so everything looks flawless, but also a bit brightened, which is something that I love very, very much. Very much. Okay, this is the NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. Sara actually told me that if you spray this on your face after you do concealer and foundation, it helps to keep you matte. So, there we go. I don't know if I just believe that it works or if it really actually helps. I've only been doing it a few times. Okay, this is the Wet n Wild contouring palette in, I believe, Caramel Toffee, and I'm going to be using that lightest shade right there to set my under eyes, and anywhere else I put that concealer. That's an e.l.f. Blush brush, but I think that the point at the top makes it really, really perfect to use under your eyes. I love this powder. There's another one called Dulce de Leche that has a much whiter shade, and that's the one I normally use, but I'm trying to show Caramel Toffee some love too. They're both really brightening and just really beautiful. Very soft, very creamy powders. They look great all over the eyes, all over the under eyes, and yeah. Okay, this is the Coty Airspun powder. I'm using translucent extra coverage. Sara had been on my ass about buying this guy, and I finally caved. She was right. Okay, going back into the Wet n Wild contour palette, I'm just going to be contouring up my face. I'm somebody who really loves contouring. I super love it, and these Wet n Wild palettes they're amazing. The contour set, they're great. I liked those better than the Kat Von D contour, the shade light palette. I like these a lot better. Sara had both of them, and I just preferred these, and so I had to go out and get them for myself. Okay, just contouring up my forehead. Gonna be taking that powder down my nose, just for a light contour on my nose. I don't really want to change the shape of my nose. I'm fine with what it looks like, but I don't know, it's just kind of habit by now. Okay, and there's that. And now I'm going into this Wet n Wild Bronze and Glow Trio, and I believe I'm using the Sunset Junction. I'm using just a little fluffy brush we found at Big Lots. I believe you can find these at Walmart too, but we got ours at Big Lots. The blush shade in that little trio is just absolutely outstanding. So is the bronzer and the highlight. I love them. There's a lot of Wet n Wild going on in this video. Wet n Wild, maybe at least one of my top 3 favorite drugstore brands. Gotta make the little smiley face. Okay, now I'm using the Wet n Wild Fergie collection. I believe this is called Rose Champagne Glow. And this is just a beautiful highlight. I was under the misconception that this was subtle because when I swatched it, it was subtle. But as you can see, not really. It's actually kind of a very glowy, beautiful, look at me glowing. Look. It's a beautiful, beautiful highlight shade. Just brushing that all along the tops of my cheekbones. I love that. I just picked that up at Walmart not too long ago, and I'm pretty thrilled with it. The Drugstore is coming out with some amazing products lately. Okay, just dusting that along my brow bone, taking it down my nose just to further highlight. Okay, and using my e.l.f. kabuki brush just to kind of blend that in a bit. That guy is beautiful. I freaking love it. Okay, that's an Eco Tools brush, and I'm going to be doing my brow bone and inner corner highlight using one of the lighter shades in that California Roll palette. I am not somebody who prefers a matte highlight shade on my brow bone. I like to glow, and I love a shimmery shade on my brow bone. And this the shade in this California Roll palette, as you can see, look at my inner corner. That shit is bright. Okay. And now this is an adventure. I just picked this guy up not too long ago too. This is the Rimmel Show Off Velvet Liquid Lipstick something, and I believe it's in Meteoric Matte. It's a beautiful color, but it's very hard to put on. Very hard to put on, and absolutely needs to be worn with a lip liner. I learned that the hard way. But I do love it. I was searching for something that might be a dupe to Anastasia's Craft, which I love, but I'm not going to spend that much money on a freaking lipstick. So I thought this might be close. I'm having problems with it, as you can see right there. Going back with that NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. Just going to coat my face in it. Okay. And there I am, all victorious and done. Okay, that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is my finished face. Wasn't really doing anything, had no plans, don't know why I needed to wear such bold lip, but if you've been watching our videos for a while, you know that I do love me a bold lip. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If Sarah's video is already up, I will go ahead and link it down below. And please subscribe if you are new or if you haven't not yet. And the next time you see me, I will be back in a video along with my partner in crime, Miss Sara. Bye, guys.